Welcome back to another SCP reading, dear researcher. Today we'll be reading SCP-6706, Warehouse. Now without further ado, let's begin. Item number 6706. Level 1, Unrestricted. Containment class, Neutralized. Special containment procedures. Recordings of SCP-6706 are held within Foundation archives. Foundation web crawlers are to monitor the internet for any mention of SCP-6706. In the event an individual possesses information regarding SCP-6706, they are to be administered Class C amnestics. Description: SCP-6706 refers to a series of radio transmissions broadcasted from the first cell phone tower, and there is a footnote here, Chicago Test Cellular Network, located in Chicago, Illinois between 1983 and 1985. Attempts at tracing the origins have remained inconclusive. Messages emitted from this frequency are pre-recorded and theorized to have been created during the early 20th century. Each individual message is continuously broadcast on loop for 37 hours. Attempts at intercepting the signal have failed. An individual identified as Mary is suggested to be responsible for the broadcasts. The individual is believed to be affiliated with GOI 001, the Chicago Spirit. Addendum: the following excerpt transcribes SCP-6706 broadcasted messages. Notes: first broadcast ever recorded. Mary:
Hey, Dave, you plan on pulling us out anytime soon? It's been a good few hours, and me and the guys are getting a little nervous.
David: hey, Mary, on the other side of town. I'm gonna have to wait a few. Mary:
I mean, I get that. It's just been a while. You know more than anyone how restless these guys can get. You'll be lucky if you come out of this with your ass unscathed.
Audible laughs from multiple sources. David: just be patient. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Mary:
sounds good.
Notes: a repetitive thudding noise is audible through the recording's entirety. Mary:
Hello? Hello? Dave? We've been here for 12 goddamn hours!
David:
I'm here. Sorry for the wait.
Mary:
do your fucking job and open the gateway. If you don't open it in the next hour, we're gonna start eating the contraband. Never cared much for Zebra, but I'll make exceptions. Dumbasses are trying to break out by hitting the walls. Don't waste y'all's energy. Only David can pull us out.
Unidentified individual: y'all just giving up? Come on, these vents gotta lead somewhere, right? Mary, make yourself useful and grab some. David:
stop breaking shit. Listen, you'll have to wait a little longer. Not sure how things will play out for me. I'm being tailed like crazy. You have to?
Deafening collision sound, followed by glass shattering. Mary:
David? David?
Notes: message is audibly distorted. A man identified as Kent is audibly distressed throughout the recording. Mary:
hello? Piece of shit work! Why is this thing so hard to work? David! Anyone, whoever this reaches, this is Mary with the Chicago Spirit Contraband Storage. We've been here for what seems like weeks. We've resorted to eating the contraband. I'll take the heat. Get us out. There's only so much supply. Kent is losing his damn mind.
Kent: He fucking killed us. This was a setup from the start. We'll rot in here, erased from society. We'll be forgotten. Unidentified scuffling. Mary:
Pin him down. He's not breaking one more fucking thing. Get yourself together, man. Why'd you get in this business if you're this easy to crack, making us look bad?
Incoherent rambling followed by gurgled screaming. Mary.
Jesus Christ. Now's a good time as ever to pull us out. Kent's out cold. We need medical assistance ASAP. Kent, come on, man. Fight it. You can do this.
Notes. Message is audibly distorted. Vomiting from several sources is prominent throughout the recording. Mary.
I think I've got it working again. Hello?
Blaring static. Mary.
It's been 4, maybe 5 days since our last message. Kent had a stroke a few days ago and kicked the bucket. God rest his soul. It fucking reeks since we got no way of disposing the body. Drugs can only numb the stench so much. Please, we beg you, get us out of this cesspit. We only have so much food. God, why would our only form of communication be on some janky-ass radio? Real good job making the frequency so high. It can only contact you, Dave. So fucking smart.
Sobbing and violent coughing. Mary.
Maybe we're using this thing wrong. I can't think of any other reason we're not coming through.
Notes. A loud ringing is prominent throughout the recording. Mary's voice is notably raspy. Mary.
David, buddy, think about this logically. What'll the other members do when they realize some of their best men have gone missing? It all circles back to you. We won't say a goddamn word if you pull us out now, honest. Courteous of you, we're running out of supply and had to make some tough calls. We're rationing the food, but it's not enough. Greedy bastards hogging all the supplies.
Unidentified individual. Says you of all people? Mary.
Playing that card? Really? I was so thirsty, I resorted to drinking my own piss yesterday. You know what? This is hell. What do you want? Money? Power? Why are you doing this, you selfish asshole? Is this your attempt at whacking us? Well, I've got news for you. You're not getting us that easily. Watch. When I get out of here, you're dead meat. Dead meat.
Scuffling, followed by multiple individuals yelling aggressively. Notes. Not applicable. Mary.
To anyone this reaches, only 5 of us remain. 4 of our men starved. No matter how much they begged for food, water, anything, we shut them out. God, I can still hear them. A few of us made the difficult but necessary decision to eat our fallen brothers. We got no way of preparing the meat properly, and words cannot describe the taste.
Unidentified welching. Multiple individuals are heard sobbing. Mary.
Please, understand, we got no other option. Some of us ain't got the heart for such a thing, and are choosing to starve themselves. Despite all that's happened, we still have a shred of hope left. Please, David, we have lives we need to get back to. We want to see our families again.
Notes. The last broadcast emitted from SCP-6706. The following message appears to come from an unidentified individual or individuals operating under the name Quebec. Quebec. Hello, Mary. It's Quebec. Terribly sorry for the wait. We've tried everything, worked tirelessly to bring you guys home. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. We've invested time and thousands of dollars in an attempt to free you all. Due to the limited amount of funding, we got to discontinue our efforts. May God be merciful in the next. Mary,
Where's David?
Quebec. I'm not allowed to say. Sorry. Mary,
Fuck off.
Quebec. We're in communication. May God be merciful in the next life. History. In 1920, the Chicago Spirit utilized spatial anomalies in an attempt to hide exotic animal meats and other contraband from authorities. While effective in this task, documents recovered indicate that these spaces were highly unstable, which resulted in regular casualties. A main contributor to these spaces was a Class 1 reality bender named David Matthew, a Manhattan politician. Documents recovered suggest that David had been affiliated with multiple crime organizations, including the Chicago Spirit, for many years. Reports indicate the rooms being spacious, able to house thousands of military-grade narcotics. The exact dimensions of these spaces are unknown. Individuals operating inside these bases communicated with David using heavily modified crystal radios. Analysis of the devices indicates they produce a frequency much higher than the average radio from the time. It is theorized that the construction of the Chicago Test Cellular Network led to these messages successfully transmitting into the populace. On July 9th, 1923, David Matthew sustained irreversible brain damage during a car accident, incapacitating him. This was theorized to be the work of a rival organization. Due to these spaces becoming inaccessible, the Chicago Spirit lost an estimated $340 million in revenue and an undisclosed amount of workers. As of June 8, 1985, no further messages have emitted from the tower, pending neutralized classification. I do believe this is our first look at an anomaly connected to the Chicago Spirit group of interest, a gang that functioned in Chicago from 1893 through 1938, where they were acquired by MC&D. Now, normally I would end it here, but if you stayed this long, you may enjoy what comes next, for the researcher in charge of this SCP was on site recently, and I took advantage of the opportunity for a short interview. Now, without further ado... Hello, 21st century schizoid man.
Hi, Scrambler.
You are the creator of SCP-6706, correct?
Yep, that would be me.
All right. First question I have for you is, why did you choose to write your first article on the SCP Wiki, as I believe you said it was, on a group of interest as opposed to a standalone?
Well, because honestly, I've been a big fan of the SCP community for years, and a GOI that really standed out to me the most was the Chicago Spirit, which is why I agreed to center my anomaly heavily around it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've been procrastinating on creating this anomaly for a year or two now, so I'm just like, fuck it, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. And then my next question is, why did you choose to write something for the SCP Wiki? Because there's plenty of people who read through it and just kind of go, yes, I enjoy reading, and never get around to releasing.
Well, I've always wanted to write for the SCP Wiki since Series 2, but I think it was about 4 or 5 months ago where I actually started to do it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple of absolute stinker articles that have been downvoted into oblivion, so I'm really glad to see this one being, picked up. That's kind of a big motivator for me to keep creating this type of stuff.
Oh yeah, and last I saw was at, I think, 31 rating, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I was really surprised, actually.
Mm-hmm. Then the last question I have is, where did you get the idea for the piece?
Well, honestly, I've always had a fear of monophobia, which is the fear of being kind of alone in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And, claustrophobia, of course. So I thought it would be really cool to just have these people outside of the dimensional space, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Slowly starving themselves to death. I thought that was the scariest shit ever, you know?
Yeah.
And I tried to express that as much as I could throughout the article.
Fair enough. And one question that I have to ask then is, what does the SCP Wiki mean to you? Because I ask this all the time for the Wanderers Library stuff, and I'm curious about the SCP Wiki.
Well, the SCP Wiki has always held a special place in my heart. It introduced me to a lot of horror mediums, you know? It's inspired me to take writing as a career path, you know what I mean? It can be very creative, it can be very expressive. And I don't really find other places where I can be myself like the SCP Wiki.
Interesting. Well, thank you very much for coming for the interview.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
Me too. Thank you very much to researcher Schizo for taking part in this interview. I enjoyed reading your work to the upteenth degree, and I expect at least thrimbo more of them to come. But that's where we'll end it here today. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. It has been an honor reading for you, and I hope to see you in the future.